Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Anthony Edwards will never be on Micheal Jordan's level. Never, ever, ever. And I think I've seen this one right here from Fadeaway Sports. And usually these guys are not honest all the way. I know they do it, a lot of good stuff on their page, but man, with the whole LeBron stuff, they had got dishonest like hell. And it's no surprise, the NBA done turned into this dishonest league, full of lies, full of drama, which is fine. Sports is all about drama. It's got to have drama. It's got to have some kind of soap opera, or it's not going to sell. Look at the MLB. They took out all the American players, and it basically died, because it doesn't have a soap opera. It doesn't have any drama. That's not what I mean. There's always been a drama and soap opera in sports for a long time. It's the lies. When people start to lie just to sell their league, that's when it's a big deal to me. That's when I don't like it. And it's just not the fault of the guys in the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, the 60s, that these guys that came into the 2000s, they did not carry the game like the past eras did. When you talk about who was supposed to carry the game, of course, you had the big man pretty much died out of the game after Shaq. As far as, great big man, I guess you could say Ben Wallace, Kevin Garnett was in there, but it wasn't an array of big men like it always had been. So the guys who were supposed to carry the league into the next era was the Tracy McGrady's, the Allen Iversons, the Jason Kidds, Grant Hills, Kobe Bryant's, LeBron James. It really didn't work out the way it had worked out in the past. So you can't blame the guys in the 80s and 90s. And I'm just talking about based off of ratings. I'm not trying to say these players weren't good and they weren't skilled. They were great players, but people didn't watch the NBA like they did in the 80s and 90s. And it was more, for some reason, everybody had their own teams. It was a team thing. And I think the promotion of LeBron James with the first takes and the cold pizzas and all this stuff, and then really focusing on this guy that would lose a lot, really, early on, drove a lot of fans away. And the way they shoved this guy down our throats and this guy lost, it really drove a lot of fans away. And then, of course, you had the Kobe thing with the sexual allegations that did the NBA. So because everybody was like torn at the time. He was like, Kobe supposedly raped a woman and he's the star of the league. Everybody was like torn, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody liked LeBron better than Kobe. It was Kobe Bryant, that had just won 3 championships. It was Kobe Bryant who passed the eye test on the court. LeBron didn't pass the eye test on the court. Even when we looked at people like Tracy McGrady, he was more exciting to watch. Grant Hill, but he had just got hurt. Allen Iverson was more exciting to watch. LeBron wasn't that exciting to watch because, he was just like a football player with handles. So he couldn't do spectacular moves like other players could do. So this, I guess this is the guy that's supposed to be carrying the NBA in the 2020s, which it didn't have a good start. When we talk about great players in the past that had good starts to their careers, we talk about the Shaquille O'Neals, we talk about the Micheal Jordans, we talk about the Magic Johnsons. Even though Grant Hill got hurt, we talk about Anthony Hardaway. I think what Shaq was saying, as soon as they got Anthony Hardaway, they was in the finals the first season. Magic Johnsons, the Kareems, the Wills, the Russells. We talk about these guys that exploded out the gate. When we talk about people like Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, they did not explode out the gate. It just wasn't there. It wasn't there. And we can make up all these excuses. Oh, man, they was 18, they was 19 when they came in. For one, the league was weaker when both of them came into the league. They wasn't coming into the 90s, right? Shaq had just won 3 championships playing nobody. So your big men were no longer there. You didn't have great power forwards and great centers like you did in the past. So the league was watered down at the time. All you had is a whole bunch of shooters, which means your defense is going to go down. Yes, you had centers, but they weren't the centers of the old when LeBron came into the league. And Anthony Edwards, too. I think he came in 19 or 20. So I might be mistaken because it's 2020. Whenever he came in, the league was weaker. It was weaker. Anthony Edwards went to a year of college, and then he came into the NBA. Especially if you come into this era on a one and done, not only are you saying you're ready, but two, you're coming into a weak, watered down era. Watered down to the max. Watered down to the max. So let's look at some of these things, before I keep talking. A lot of these young kids, they don't understand how watered down this era really is. It's really weak. They just gave a guy 3 MVPs who never, a center, my fault, not just a guy, a center, gave a center 3 MVPs for not even making one defensive team. Wow. I just couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine a player back in the 80s and 90s who was a center and didn't even make one defensive first team. This guy didn't even make a defensive second team. And he won 3 MVPs. And you want me to take this era serious? Wow. So let's look at this. Jordan versus Anthony Edwards. Who do you think is better? Shooting. Of course, Micheal Jordan. Of course, Micheal Jordan. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, Edwards got the 3 ball. Okay. All these guys talk about this 3 ball. I want you to score 35 points per game. I want you to score 37 points per game. I want you to score 30 points per game. And leave out, when your career is over, your average be 30 points per game. Even Micheal Jordan's average was more than that, but he came back to the damn Wizards because he was bored. So his average just went down. Yeah, it's definitely Micheal Jordan. Micheal Jordan will shoot your damn lights out in his prime. What are you talking about? Can hit shots, incredible shots. And just the most incredible mid-range shots with guys draped all over him, fadeaways, up and unders. Man, this guy was a killer. And could hit the 3 ball whenever needed. Shooting, scoring. Where did I get those things mixed up? Well, we already know both of them, Anthony Edwards isn't better at. He's not better at shooting. Micheal Jordan could shoot anywhere on the floor, any kind of way. That's why I put him in front of people like Kevin Durant, Curry, because the kind of shots that he was getting off with people draped on him, wow. Even going to the basket, not even close. Scoring, shooting, athleticism, it's Micheal Jordan, not even close. Defense, not even close. They're talking about this guy's a good defender. Anthony Edwards, you got to show improve, man. You got to show improve. Micheal Jordan was a defender. Woof. This guy was good. We all know what he did in back-to-back seasons, 200 steal seasons and 100 block season in back-to-back seasons. Handles. It looks like they're kind of, even on this. But the thing is, this is what I'm going to tell you about the handles. You really don't have to have good handles in this era. You see how LeBron dribbles up and down the court with the damn ball up to his shoulders. You don't have to have good handles, because what you can do is you can arm guard and you can do all this stuff, and the defender, he can't even defend. You can do all this stuff now that a defender used to be able to. So the defender is left defenseless while the offensive player with the ball turns into the defender and the offensive player. So we'll never know, if who has the better handles. I think Micheal Jordan does, because he had to go through better defenses. Clutch, no doubt about it. Micheal Jordan has the most buzzer beater shots in NBA history. You tell this to LeBron fans, oh no, man, but they're counting the most go ahead shots. LeBron has it. I'm talking about the most buzzer beaters ever in the playoffs, the regular season, in the finals. Jordan has the most buzzer beaters. And Without the buzzer beaters, this guy was more clutch. Leadership, it's Michael Jordan. No doubt, Michael Jordan. He didn't play. This guy. This is why LeBron is 4-6 in the finals, because Mike will be all over your ass. Okay, whether you like it or not, you gotta remember this guy wanted to have a resume better than everybody else's. Magic, Bird, Kareem, Dr. J, Will. He just wanted to have a greater resume, and it didn't mean going 6-2 in the finals. It didn't mean losing 4 in a row in the 90s. It didn't mean going to game 7s. This guy wanted to pee in everybody's face. He wanted to have the most scoring titles, 3 steals titles, the defensive player of the year, the most NBA accolades in NBA history. What else? Never lost 3 games in the 90s from 91 on. Never went to a game 7. Had the most scoring titles in the most defensive players of the year. Defensive teams. This guy's got so many records. It's ridiculous. So when we talk about the GOAT, what ESPN does is they use it. Well, the guys that want to put Michael Jordan at the top, like Stephen A. Smith, they'll go back to the championships, the 10 scoring titles, the 3 steals titles, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs. They'll use things like that, but we can even take it a little bit further. They could take it so far that it would not be no debate. They just go off of, the stuff that the common folk would know about Jordan's career. We know about those basic things. It's all kind of other records that Jordan holds that makes the whole GOAT debate look silly for anybody who even steps in the GOAT debate. Jordan holds all these crazy records. And I'm not talking about longevity. We're talking about on a yearly basis of dominance. Dominance on a yearly basis. That's what he holds, which means every time he stepped on the court, game by game and year by year, my man was dominant. He didn't need longevity to make him dominant. They feared Mike every time he got on the court, even if he didn't have he wasn't winning championships. They were happy he didn't have any help. It was like, man, Mike had any help, we'd be done. As soon as Mike had a slither of help, they were finished. They already knew when he played in an Olympic team, and they played NBA players, collegiate players, with Michael Jordan on the team. I think Patrick Ewing was on the team. There were some other guys. Vern Fleming. I forget all the names. But, Michael Jordan, they were all going to be NBA players. The guys that were on that Olympic team. But we're playing the greats in the 80s. It was already 84? So you already had great players in there. They were playing Bird and Parrish and Micheal and Magic and Worthy and the who, Isaiah Thomas and these guys. And they beat the crap out of them. So they already knew once Mike came into the league that once he had any kind of help, they were finished. And he showed that every time he played them. And what these guys did, if you go look back at the 80s, these guys were basically stacking teams. These guys were winning championships and getting the number 1 picks. So Jordan wasn't doing that. Jordan wasn't stacking teams. Jordan didn't go out and get a big-time free agent name. He ended up getting Scottie Pippen in 87, and the guy was a brick fest. And now you hear LeBron fans, if it weren't for Pippen, these are people trying to be funny because they know when LeBron retires, his guy's going to get annihilated. The media doesn't want nothing to do with this guy once he retires. He's money for right now. All they can, you can go on some of these Facebook groups and they'll be saying the same things that they said 5-10 years ago. It's like after you debunk them, some more little kids jump on there and they'll start posting the same thing that somebody else posted a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Pippen, and you just debunk all this stuff. Phil Jackson, all this stuff gets debunked, and then a new crop of idiots come because they want to be heard. They want to be, they want to make it feel like they're doing something, or they're telling you something, or they're being funny. They're basically trying to be funny. They think because Michael Jordan had help, it hurts everybody's feelings. Because like sports and fitness friends like to say, Michael Jordan is the only one that couldn't have help. one All-Star teammate. They'll call the same guy, Tony Kukoc, a Hall of Famer, which he is internationally, but he couldn't even make an All-Star team even when Michael Jordan left. Scottie Pippen couldn't make an All-Star team even when Michael Jordan left. None of these guys. They kept playing. Ron Harper, he won championships with the Lakers. Couldn't make no All-Star team. A lot of these players couldn't make no All-Star teams after Michael Jordan, after he left. But we're told that they were so great. What happened? Couldn't make no All-NBAs. So we already know about leadership. Basketball IQ is not even close. Impact, not even close. Efficiency, not even close. One-on-one, not even close. So we'll do a piece about Anthony Edwards' first four seasons against Michael Jordan, since they want to come up with this at 22 nonsense. That's all they got, man. These guys out here are desperate because they don't have nothing. They'll never have nothing like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. So tell me what you think.